Nicolette Mashile, and today I want to talk a little bit about additional income streams, right? But remember that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, please go to somebody who's registered with the FSCA and really find somebody who is honorable and has integrity, because let me tell you, there is nothing more dangerous than a real estate agent, a financial advisor, a car salesperson who is after commission, and they will do anything to get your sale. They will say yes to things that don't even make sense, and when you actually want those things to not kick in or to cash out, all of a sudden you are finding them nowhere and they're going to be denying it, right? So anyway, I want to talk about additional income streams because the year is coming to an end. We are already 3 months to the end of the year. Now we know December doesn't count, right? Because December is big days, so we kind of like know it is 2 months to the end of the year because December is one big weekend. But I want to talk a little bit about your income streams because probably some of you guys right now, you've gone through the year, you've struggled through the year, and you just like, listen, I need to make a little bit more money. And maybe perhaps your bosses are not talking about a raise, nobody talking about a promotion, and you probably are sitting on Job Seeker, you're sitting on Career Junction, you're sitting on Indeed, and you're looking for a new job. But what happens if you don't find a new job and you gotta go back next year with the same salary? I always say you need to find certain ways to try and supplement your income because salaries are under pressure, right? But it's easier said than done, and I think a lot of us who speak about these things will always say, yeah, people must have 7 additional income streams, people must have other 7 income streams other than their salary. And the thing is, yeah, it really is easier said than done. It's not as easy as people make it sound out to be. But for me, I do believe that it's possible, and I always say the first step that you need to take is to look at what are you actually good at. And here's the funny thing, sometimes we don't really know what we're good at. Sometimes we need to sit and listen to other people, and when other people are speaking and you're just like, actually I can do that, actually that sounds like something I can do, actually I wouldn't mind doing that. So sometimes it's best to really just listen to the people that are around you because they will be the best people to be able to actually kind of like point you in the direction of some of the things that you're good at. I mean, I only started doing content and these kind of content like vlogging and videos only in 2016, but for the longest of time people used to say to me, you love to talk, and I thought this automatically meant that I needed to go into radio or TV, but it's not always the case because not everyone is going to think that you are really great at what you are now supposedly thinking you're great at, or not every way that you're going to go is going to actually give you an opportunity. So for instance, I've been trying to get into radio. It's not the easiest thing because people in radio gotta die first before you can get a job, right? So I then decided, you know what, now that we've got social media, let's create our own content, let's create our own channels, and that's what I've been doing, right? So since 2016 October, I've been doing videos around financial education, business. I've just been talking about money and how to try and see and how to help people manage their money better. But all of a sudden, especially starting in 2017, I think mid 2017, people started noticing and they're like, oh my goodness, that girl kind of sounds like she knows what she's talking about. Maybe we can incorporate her into our speaking events. Maybe we can bring her into emceeing, because sometimes the events that I get booked to, they're not necessarily about money. They're not necessarily about financial education, but more of Nicolette can actually speak. So perhaps we can use Nicolette as an MC. So it kind of opens up your doors to other things that people might have not known about you that you are actually able to do, right? So what are some of the other additional income streams that you can look at? For one, I used to work at an advertising agency, and one of our clients, not biggest, the only client, one of our clients was a government agency. And what I found out was that government agencies or government departments are actually mandated to translate most of their content into most of the South African languages, right? So now, if you've got, for instance, the Department of Education, and they're pushing out so much material on a daily basis or a monthly basis. Actually, forget the Department of Education. Let's just take, for instance, Treasury every single year after the budget speech pushes out the guidelines to the budget, right? 101 or whatever it's called. I can't actually remember what it's called. But that thing is always in English, and it needs to be translated into the other vernacular languages, because what makes people think that our people that are sitting epushi, who don't give anything about English, the people that are sitting in KwaNongoma who are sitting and they just like Funufundi Zulu, the people that are sitting in the Eastern Cape and they want to read content in Xhosa, who will they then get content from? So hence why that guide needs to be translated. So most of us probably know how to speak our languages and know how to speak them very well. So this is a great opportunity for you to tap into that market and go out there and actually get some sort of business by translating information for them and voice over work. I mean, how many of us have been told numerous times that you've got a great voice? So why not go and do voice over work? And if you don't know where to start, go into the community radio stations that are close by where you live or anywhere around there, and that's where you start doing your voice over work. I started at Josie FM. That was my first voice over work that I did. I was working with Josie FM, luckily, and then I said to them, listen, if you got any voiceover work, please let me know. I can come through and I can do some voiceover work. It doesn't make you big money, especially if you're working for smaller clients, but as you are building your portfolio and as you're doing more, you start learning, number one, the skills of how to do voiceover work, but then also you're getting into the database and now they're using you. I mean, the other day I heard my voiceover on an ad and I was like, wow, I'm actually doing well, right? Now that is an additional income stream, even if it's like maybe 3,000 rand, that's money that you can then allocate to help your salary for instance, perhaps doing your hair or something like that, right? The other thing that you can definitely look at, we are going into the 4th industrial revolution, which means that content is big. What I'm currently doing now is what we call content, vlogs, blogs, articles. Engaging people on social media makes you a content contributor, right? And we know that now most of our brands, because they want to move to a more organic way of advertising and doing like organic and user-generated content, they're always looking for people that can create that kind of content. You don't have to do something that is serious. I always say, people think that because now Nicolette is doing financial education, it means that their kind of content needs to be on. No, you can do content. Literally, if my content, my financial education content was not helping people, I would not do it. I only do this content because there are certain people that I know, even if I've put out a video once, it will help somebody, right? So you need to look at whether your content is going to help someone. It could even be relationships. It could be sex. Some people don't know how to have sex, guys. It could be food, how to plan meals. So you could do literally content about anything. You could even do content about the area you're from, because sometimes, I mean, this morning, I literally was trying to Google what is a nose in isiSwati. This is content that we don't actually have on the internet, right? You could be that person that creates content, and content is king. That is not a lie. Content will always remain king, right? So putting out content is really something that you can do. Network marketing, guys. There are people in this country that have killed network marketing for other people, right? Because they come up with these network marketing things that are actually illegal. But at the core of it, network marketing is probably one of the best ways in which you can start making money. Look at the likes of Tupperware. Look at the likes of Avon. Those are classical network marketing type of companies. Yes, they are one-on-one demand type of companies, but at the end of the day, they need a network of people so that those people become redistributors of their products. So if those companies have survived for so long, it goes to show you that network marketing is something that is worth you looking out at. And once you've got a base of people, for instance, you sell Avon, right? And you've got a client of people that use certain perfumes from Avon. People like to stick to what they know. Maybe it's lotion, for instance, for a very long time. Luckily for me, it's because my sister worked there, but I used to use Amari by Avon, right? And I would need it almost every single month. So once you've got a base of people that buy from you, they're not gonna go somewhere else because they like the convenience. Human beings love convenience of knowing where to get their stuff. So once you've built a base, you can even make it you could decide in your mind, which, you know what, I just need to make an additional 2,000 rand every single month. And you can just sell products worth 2,000 rand. They will come in, you make your money, everything is chilled, right? The other way in which you can make money, before I make this video very long, is you can look at things like, as I said, remember the content. So there's blogging, there's writing articles, being a content contributor. all sorts of things that you can come up with. And then there is a thing called, guys, putting together proposals, right? I always say I don't know how to put together proposals, so I would love it if there was somebody that could help me. I know there are companies that exist already that put together proposals, but sometimes you don't know who to look for, so it's great that we can get people that can help people. The other thing that I wanted to actually create was a business. I wanted to create a business called a person who goes, like for instance, the perfume sale is coming up. Don't you want to become like an assistant to people? So you place yourself on Instagram, on Twitter as somebody, or on Facebook as somebody that helps people with their chores, or you're like a chore rabbit. I mean, I know it's a company in America, and you literally go up and down. If somebody calls you and says, actually, you know what, I can't be in two places at once, and this happens to me a lot. Like, I always call on my sister. My little sister is like my chore master, because where I can't be, she is there, right? So she goes to those kind of places. But other things that you can use, really, forex trading. If you start understanding how to trade forex, you will be able to make some money, and it can be money that you can make, passively, or okay, kind of actively and passively at the same time, but you can try that out. And then also you could try out just investing, helping people do their investments. I mean, there's just a lot of things, man. All these classical businesses that exist right now, you can make them individual services. So I always say, look at what you are good at and tap into what you are really good at. And once you can tap into that, you really will make a killing, because what you are then going to be giving off is not, and people always say to me, please help me find an additional income stream. I can't help you do that, because you're not going to do it with passion. But if you discover it yourself, it's something that you're going to be passionate about, which means that you're going to do far better than anybody else, right?